degrees and it looks like it's gonna be a hot one. Not a cloud in the sky. The roads are clear and...
Oh, come on. It's already hotter than 32 degrees. The streets ahead of me have that haze. There's no cars. No one's inhabiting the footpaths except for those darting between air-conditioned sanctuaries. It's a familiar scene, I'm sure. The air is almost bronzed and there's this stillness, a stagnation. I've come here to meet a group of people who felt a similar feeling of inertia. I've been a part of a lot of different networks in my time across Catholic schools, government schools, tertiary sector, and in Lutheran schools. They usually have acronyms of dubious quality. I've been a part of CELT, EASPN, SAPA, SAMI-P, HILS. Then there's those that haven't really been through the marketing team, like my most recent group, Felix Stowe 4. A defining feature of many of these networks is often some form of dysfunction.
They said to me that they were dysfunctional.
It became more dysfunctional.
So while my radio is malfunctioning, what does the dysfunction that Lloyd and Darren identified sound like?
My name is Booth.
Lloyd Fife was identified to be the right person to offer leadership to this group.
And I could see that there were probably 10 people and maybe there were 9 different voices. And so they were individual. And then I said about a number of aims. One of them was that we will be together as a group, hence the gatherings, that we will be respectful of each other, that we will support each other. And I deliberately tried to be a role model for that.
And that modelling brought the group towards a shared voice.
So I'm Daryl Trigg. I'm a pensioner.
I am Michelle Keller.
My name's Petrea Booth.
Hi, I'm Tamara Zilm.
My name's Darren Altus.
My name is Jeffrey Strauss.
I'm Mary Hudson.
Chris Prant.
Hello, I'm Lloyd Fife.
It is very hard to bring people from diverse contexts towards meaningful, impactful purpose.
It's a pretty tricky thing to have schools from Loxton, Waikerie, through to Gawler, and then a number of schools right in the heart of the valley, which, are, crossing over in enrolment catchments and things like that.
This diverse network spans some 218 kilometres. That's bigger than some countries. This network is the Barossa and Region's Lutheran Education Hub. The group can clearly articulate a turning point where they went from that group called dysfunctional to something quite special. But there was some good amongst the static, as Jeffrey Strauss explains.
It was for me a little bit of a reunion and a wonderful catch-up. It wasn't necessarily a professional targeted program that we had on the agenda, other than simply to mingle, to have a tour around the school and have lunch. I could, however, tell in the group that there was a little bit of discontent, that they wanted to lead towards something that I think that as principals, as teachers or anyone, when you have to take time out of your role, what tends to happen is that you want to make it worthwhile.
But Daryl Trigg, who enjoyed that camaraderie too, felt that there was something missing.
I guess a lack of purpose and belonging. the two critical elements for healthy organisation, purpose and belonging, and didn't really have either.
Chris Prance, whose voice you'll hear next, and Mary Hudson are educational consultants brought in to facilitate the group and walk alongside these leaders as they journey towards a group that each member is now proud to be a part of.
Because it was clear when we first, Mary and I and Lloyd first joined together, to understand where they were at and to try and help give them some direction, that they were looking for an opportunity to be something different. And they were keen to be taken down a path of what could we do differently. I think they were really willing to engage in a process of reimagining what their purpose was.
Schools developed a strong sense of shared purpose and an understanding that they could do things better together. And let's face it, this is a network of principals who have got shared initiatives now, things that they were going to do individually, but they can now do collectively.
The group has evolved over the years. Most significantly, that's in the way it operates, but also in its structure, with new sites joining, like Open Arms, with their leader, Tamra Zilm.
I just am really grateful to have been able to come into this BARLE group.
They've also welcomed those taking on new principalships within the group for the first time, like Darren Altus.
Yeah, no, I found the group really welcoming and inviting and inclusive. I've had a relationship with a lot of the principals who are part of this group from other settings or working with them in other schools I've been at. So it feels not just like a group of colleagues, but a group of friends.
For someone who's well experienced in lots of different schools, this has been the best group that I've seen that's been generated by the people themselves. We actually chose and voted to have someone assist us. We voted that we want to come here. It's not something that we have to do, but it's something we want to do, and I can see it only flourishing in the future.
And clearly, these affirmations tell us that the BARLE Hub are really thriving. But as Patria Booth explains, it's about the way the collective feel that's most important.
Oh, absolutely. And I think, being able to get our staff to go between and visit each other's schools and, learn from each other. But I think the most important thing is, when I walked through this morning and observed what was happening, I haven't actually been through Faith before, not the school. I came and visited their ELC a few months ago with my ELC staff, and that was fantastic. But yeah, going through the school, I love the fact that when I walk around now, I feel like I'm almost in my own site, and the same when I go to Good Shepherd or, obviously Redeemer, I know, but there's just this common thread, that just seems to really link us all together.
The BARLE Group are one of the many networks in Lutheran education, South Australia, Northern Territory and Western Australia, LESNW, and they have really turned things around.
But it was also the time when at LESNW there was a lot of development around the current catchphrase of better together, trying to deal with some of those sort of things at a more broad level. So that was playing into it, I think, too, which didn't hurt. And it just became, far less inwards looking out and more outwards looking in.
It was transactional first and relational second, and I think that's flipped.
Michelle Keller, who's one of the few original BARLE Hub members still in the network, has seen this shift firsthand. Over the next 2 episodes, we'll take you inside 2 pivotal stories that explain how this group now thrives. In our first episode, we look inwards and the ways in which this BARLE group connects in vulnerability when they meet to make every meeting a retreat. We then look outwards and up as we take the steps of something that they call a day hike, where leaders in the BARLE group test out new ideas and share them back with the group to share knowledge and momentum. So thank you for joining me, Michael Murphy, and the BARLE Hub group today as we set the scene for this retreat, the summit, and our next 2 episodes. These episodes of Pathilanda have been recorded and produced across South Australia on the lands of the Kaurna, Paramonk, Yurrung, Narungga and Ngarrindjeri people.